Greetings with the Gypsy, and today is a themed chat, but it's not going to be a long theme chat. It's probably only going to be a half an hour. I really don't know how much time I have because my daughter has been sleeping since 12 o'clock, and I have to check and see if she's alive again. But we've already done a little chat earlier today, and then we've got on Kelly from Truth and Stories chat, and then now. So, okay, if you have not been a part of my themed chat before with the court cards, please save all comments and questions. Well, not comments, but questions for the end of the speech or end of the lecture or end of the chat. Just kind of hold all those questions off, and I will do my best to be a moderator. And moderators, if you are going to be in the house, I please ask you to help me catch them villains for me or them trolls for me when they come up. That being said, and my disclaimer is going out, let's start off with the Page of Wands and talk about him for a second. I don't know if any of you or many of you have watched my court card video in the Element of Fire. I just uploaded it today, not too long ago, so I'm not expecting everybody to watch it, but for those who are rewatching this chat or this video or in the same spectrum, if anybody's jogging on that has already watched it, you will know that what it means to be fire, to be a Page of Wands, is to be somewhere on this court card spectrum. And Page of Wands is right here on the court card spectrum. And the court card spectrum goes from this way with the fire and this way with fire. I'm kind of doing it blindly through the reflection of the mirror, but Page of Wands is right here on the spectrum, approximately right there on the spectrum. And what does it mean to be right there on the spectrum? They are Earth of Fire. They are going to be physically passionate. If you've learned a little bit about the Earths from the other videos or looking at my Earth element video or not, you could put them together to be physically passionate, body of passion, body of action. And the physical body, it's all about the physical body. It's all about that provision and food and landscape. The earth provides the earth that you walk on, your shelter. It's the provider element. And the fire, when you put it together, it's creative, passionate, expressive, easily angered. It's the light of the world. They're the visionaries and they are the inspiration. But also fire could be have some negative aspects as well. And all elements honestly have negative aspects. And so when you put them, these, like I said, so that kind of gives you an idea of what kind of archetype that these people might have. And a person that fire personality archetype might also be an asshole, and they might be just cray-cray, and they might be the stereotypical bad boy or bad girl personality type. And so these people are also physically manifesting all the time. These people are going to be your physical manifester. They're going to make things happen in the world. So they're almost the creators. And I almost had that as their keyword, is the creator. The Page of Wands is keyword is almost that creator archetype. And so they're the creators. They are the craftsmen. Their careers are going to be involved the artists, actors, workers, gardens, designers, architects, musicians, builders, mechanics and motorcycle mechanics, just the craftsmen, just the people who build things with their hands. They're almost like that perfect blue collar man. Kind of like that Sick song, I want to be a blue collar man. These people are the blue collar men and women, and pages in general are going to be more of the blue collar worker kind of archetypes anyways. But in particular, the pages are going to be more worried about creating when it comes, or be involved with jobs that are creating things, are manifesting things in their life. So if anything that has to do with building or creating something, these people, the pages of wands will gravitate to. And so what are their personality quirks? What are some of the pages' personality quirks? At least the page of wands personality quirks. What kind of people are they? They probably are going to be the Debbie Downers, because they're going to be the ones that will roll their eyes. They're going to be the workers that roll their eyes and say, do I have to do everything? Do I have to wipe everybody else's butt? Basically, because they're going to be like those Debbie Downers that are in the workforce or in the field, that are just going to say, I have to do everything for you. I have to just do everything. I have to build this. I got to make this happen and make it creative, that kind of stuff. Make it creative and make it happen, basically. And so they would dress very nicely because of the earth element, and especially with being a fire, fire's the passionate element too. They would dress the nice out of all of the court suits, the hats and the clothes and the fashionable boots and that cutie outfit there with the lizards on it, and then looking at them poles. It looks pretty spiffy out there. So they would dress very nicely. They're probably going to be the most well-dressed of all the core cards. Very arty, very expressive in their outward appearance. They would love children. All fire archetypes in this fire spectrum will all love children, and they will all gravitate to wanting kids or having kids, even though they're the so fire personalities are either going to be want to be forever single, forever just me and my partner, or they're going to be the crazy ones that are going to want 5 million kids. It's no in between in the fire spectrum when it comes to children, I think. And this is my opinion about the court cards, and I think to each his own. And they're going to be the artisans, or the artist too. That's part of their personality quirk. And they're going to probably be an art collector. They probably would be art collectors, and they would probably be the art collectors and enthusiasts that would either visit art museums all the time, or they themselves are the art museums or the museum owners in some cases. And then they could be music enthusiasts. Also, this is some, they are, okay, calm it down. They are activists because they're physically passionate, or physically passionate about what they do and what they want to project to the world. And they will live in a beautiful house. They will be into cards, or having nice cars and nice objects and having nice things. And they will most likely be, all fire personality archetypes are going to be a little bit of the thrill seekers. They're going to like the thrill seeker stuff. And their movies are going to probably be action and horror movies. They just like that adrenaline, that giddy up, that little get that inside of them. Okay, and this is kind of getting into the fun stuff. Their sexuality quirks, and there's some of their sexuality quirks are going to be, they're going to be physically passionate. They're going to show that physical passion because they are a body of passion, also as a part of their key words, their body of passion. And they would love physical pleasures like masturbation, because they are of that earth element as well. And they're also passionate, so they would want the sex to feel good. So there you go. They're going to be very sexually inclined human beings, which gets into their negative side of the careers, which I forgot to mention, was the porn stars, the prostitutes, strippers, gangsters, also, and maybe pimp daddies. These archetypes of, in particular, are going to be your society. They break the mold of society a lot, and they are going to be rebels in societies too if they're in reversal, and that those are the careers that they're going to be into if they're in reverse as well. And also in their sexual orientation, these people might be inclined to being bisexual or polyamorous or omnisexual, meaning that it doesn't matter who you are, what you are, if you have something that they want to do, they're going to do it. So these people are going to be very open, very, very open when their sexual lives and their sexual experiences as well, and that would make the perfect storm for being porn stars as well as prostitutes, strippers, and gangsters and things like that. So they're kind of their own. These people, it's not so hard for these people to get in reversal very easily too. Some of the negatives, that gets into the negatives with the Page of Wands. The negatives can be the worst parent ever, just as much as they could be the best parent and they love children and all that perfect storm happening. These people can be the worst parent ever because they would desire their world around them to be just as creative and just as expressive as they are, because being the craftsman and being the artiste and the creators, they want the world around them to reflect that creative force that they are. And so that could be also a negative. And also a negative is art collectors. There's not enough wall space to hang up your art. And if there's not enough wall space to hang up your art, you're going to paint on the walls yourself. And then there are also the starving artist archetypes, and could be some of that. They're druggy. They could be into drugs and alcohol and physical abusers, because passion has to do with sometimes their drugs and alcohol could be part of their passions, or could help subdue some of those non-feelings that they have inside, or they could try to make them more water, basically. Whereas these people have no water in them. If you realize that they would want something to either suppress more water or enhance more water in them. And so I find that fire and water archetypes, and for sure are kind of more the dysfunctional archetypes, but they're not really dysfunctional. I'm just meaning by themselves they can be very yin and yang to each other, and they could be so much the same in a lot of aspects, but so different in other aspects. And they could be sexaholics. The Page of Wands could be a sexaholic. They can't stand rejection. They absolutely can't stand rejection. And they especially can't stand rejection when it comes to their physical body. If somebody says, "Oh, you're ugly," or your work, your art, or whatever you're creating is meh, that kind of stuff, they will shut down and you become their worst enemy because they are easily angered. All fire archetypes, anything that has fire in them, are always angry. They will lash out in anger if you reject them. They can't stand rejection. For a creator and somebody who whole life is based on creating and manifesting, if you tell them once that they are no good, ooh, you're over. And so also, it's similar to the Knight of Pentacles, what I've said in the past chat or in the past videos. So, because Page of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles are each other's flip-flop. The Knight of Pentacles is fire and earth, and this is earth and fire. So just like it's flip-flop, it is polar opposite. Sometimes the Knight of Knight of Pentacles, the Page of Wands could be the worst employer ever, or have the tendency to be not employable because they want things done their way because they're the creators. They are the ones that really are thinking about making that manifestation happen in their world. And if they have somebody rejecting them like a boss or something, oh, no, no, no. So that gets into another fun topic. Their murderer archetype is they're going to be physically decimate the body because it's a crime of passion, and because they are going to do more crime of passion, so they're going to physically decimate the body, and then they're going to leave it outdoors and dump it out in the middle of the woods somewhere. Because anybody with sorry about that. And so because everybody out there who has the earth archetypes, like the pages and the pentacles, they tend to dump and leave the body. They're just that way. So any questions? And the chat is open for questions now, and I will take questions, and I'll answer questions about our beautiful Page of Wands. And those who are rewatching, you could either listen to questions or you can end the video now. The chat is open for questions. I'll take questions. And if there is no questions, then I'll go ahead and boot off here because I have other things that I have to do. Hi! I missed the crone. And so, like I said, the chat is now open to questions. If you have questions about the court cards or have questions about myself talking about the court cards or my point of view on the court cards as well. So I'll let you all go ahead and talk in the response there. More than the chat there, whatever. It's been a long day. I needed those time with the live chats with other people too. Okay, everybody. I'm going to head off here, and it's been a long day for me. And I love you all, and thank you for listening to my talk about the Page of Wands. Mystical Cottage Tarot. And remember, everybody who is rewatching the chat or rewatching the video, if you have any questions, leave a comment down below. I will answer it very spiffy-like. I will try to do my best to answer all questions about my point of view of the court cards and what other people, just the questions that other people would have. So go ahead and feel free to rewatch and leave comments if you have questions. Love you all. Kisses, hugs. Bye.